Hey guys. Let's do it right here. Hello. We're gonna get started in just a second. But let me know who's here. Let's see. All right, there we go. So we'll get started as soon as a few people arrive. Let me know who's here and what you're working on and where you are in the process. Oh, yay. So I guess we're gonna just keep talking until my phone dies. So that's the plan for today. But definitely, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm going to YouTube now. Give it just a few more minutes, or maybe like a minute or two. But if you have any questions, I'll answer your questions while we're waiting. Hey, how are you? All right, let's see. Go to my posts so I can read comments from there. Still in the process of starting my accessory business and work full-time. This is hard. It definitely is. I do my full-time job until about 4 or 5. Hi, Helen. I do my full-time job from until about 4 to 5. And then everything else in the afternoon is dedicated to packing orders, going to the post office, doing everything. Like, I have to head to the post office right after this because I have to turn in my taxes, and that was a whole experience too. So yeah, but no, I feel you. It's a lot, but one day you won't need that full-time job, and so I'm just waiting for that day. But if you like your full-time job, use it as income to grow your business. So that's what I'm doing right now. I have my business income and I have my full-time job income, and it's comfortable right now. So whenever I make the leap, it'll be when I feel like I can supplement my full-time job and the business, or I can supplement. I have enough income to have my full-time, for my business to be full-time, if that makes sense. Sorry, that was a whole mouthful. Hopefully you understood what I meant. Okay, so let's see. Where's my post? Okay, so we're gonna get started. Let's see. We're gonna be talking about selling on social media because I get so many questions. But I think these first questions though, let's get through these questions and then we'll talk about social media. Okay, so First question to ask jewelry vendors. Where to buy jewelry packaging outside of Alibaba, how to test gold-filled jewelry, especially because vendors can lie. So I don't honestly so I can't answer too many questions about gold-filled jewelry. But gold-filled jewelry is going to be one of those things that you have to test out yourself. There's probably some tool that you can get to test whether it's gold. I don't know. You can test if something's real gold or not. I'm not sure how to test gold-filled jewelry. But if you're working with so the difference between Alibaba and AliExpress. AliExpress is more so like a marketplace and you can't really customize your jewelry. When you're sourcing on Alibaba, that is specifically to find manufacturers to make the things that you want. So I heard there is a code on gold-filled. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna even lie to you. I don't know much about gold-filled jewelry. But the difference between AliExpress and Alibaba is specifically for manufacturers. So if you are not doing your due diligence to read the reviews about that manufacturer, then you can get played. So, but my manufacturer, I use gold-plated jewelry. They have hundreds of reviews. So I can always go to their review section to test out quality. Now, if someone advertises that they sell gold-filled jewelry on AliExpress, I could probably feel like I'm about to get duped, but because it's not the same. If you're sourcing on Alibaba, it's because you're looking for manufacturers to do what you need them to do. So I honestly haven't had any experience where vendors have lied to me. Only because if I wanted stainless steel jewelry, I go to manufacturers that specialize in stainless steel jewelry. If this ring that I got made, if I want to work with vendors that do sterling silver jewelry, I work with vendors that specialize in sterling silver. So I think you guys are getting maybe played, I guess, if you're not doing the due diligence that you need to research the vendors. Because honestly, I haven't been lied to. But before I give someone my money, I'm going to look at all of their stuff. I have conversations with their reps, their sales reps. I ask them to send me pictures and examples. So I do my due diligence. I don't just give my money to random companies. I ask questions. So as far as gold-filled jewelry, I would approach it the same way. So I would go to a vendor. I would work with a manufacturer who specializes in gold-filled jewelry. Because if you're going to a stainless steel manufacturer and you're asking them for gold-filled jewelry, they might just plate it. But if you're asking a manufacturer that doesn't specialize in gold-filled and they specialize in stainless steel for gold-filled, it just doesn't really make sense to me, if that makes sense. So that was the first one. Let's see. Where to buy I don't know where you're located, but I actually don't buy my packaging on AliExpress. I take that back. I just did start purchasing jewelry pouches, and I did do that in Alibaba, but for the most part, I work with a printing company here in the United States. I've also used Etsy for packaging. And it says first questions to ask jewelry vendors. All of the jewelry vendor information is in my ebook. So I don't really have time to go into all of that, but the ebook is all about jewelry vendors. Okay, so let's go to the next question. With dealing with vendors in your designs, how do you go about gaining quality control? So that's a good question. When dealing with vendors in your designs, how do you go about gaining quality control? So this ring, this was my design, right? But I gave them, it's dirty, sorry. I gave them the font. I gave them how thick I wanted the ring. I gave them how wide I wanted the ring. So when they sent me my sample, the font that I gave them, they spaced out the words. And I was like, nah, no, write it exactly how I sent it to you guys. And they're like, oh, okay. So then I didn't purchase another sample. I just ordered it in bulk. And when I got the next round of rings back, it was perfect. So when you're getting samples, for one, you need to vet your vendor to make sure that they do quality control. And then two, when you receive something and you don't like it, you have to make it known. And I think that's how you gain quality control. I mean, that's how I've done it before, especially when you're working with a vendor for the first time. Now I don't really get samples made anymore because I trust my vendor. And then even when I do get samples and I don't like them, I still sell them on my site and I put them under sample sales. So like these cuffs, right? I didn't get a sample made for these cuffs and I didn't like how thick they were because I wanted a square cuff. But I asked for 5.5 millimeters by 5.5 millimeters with the writing inscribed. So when I received it, I was like, this is kind of thick. I might want to get this a little bit thinner next time. But I ended up selling these as like, hey guys, I'm working on a piece, and I had 100 of them. I was like, hey guys, I'm working on these square inscribed cuffs. This model isn't what the final product's gonna be. So if you wanna take advantage of it, go ahead and buy it. And so I listed it at like $18 because I'm gonna sell them for like 28 when I get it right. But I bought 100 of these square inscribed cuffs and I maybe have about like 10 left. So even if they don't get your design right or you're not happy with the design, you can still sell your stuff as like sample pieces. So I could have lost out on a lot of money, but I ended up selling these for like $18 a piece and still made my money back. But make sure the company themselves have quality control, what is it called? Quality control like process. And then when you're receiving your samples, make sure you're telling them what you don't like. That's very important too, that you do your own quality control. Let's see. All right. One doesn't have a lot of money to invest. How can one go about raising capital to start their business? So this could be different for anyone. You definitely don't want to start your business when you're not in a good financial state. I started my business after, so I own a house and I put my home up for rent and then I moved in with my sister. So I made money off of the house that I had, and then my cost of living was very cheap because I was living with my sister. So that was how I got like an additional, like $700 a month to start my business because I didn't have to pay, because my tenants were paying my mortgage. So for you, I suggest this to people, like get a part-time job or Uber, or I mean, you probably don't want to Uber in coronavirus, but like, like delivery or something that you can do, like, or coach. Oh, well, coaching's not, I used to coach to make money on the side, but there's always something that you can do to make a little bit of money. But definitely don't put yourself in even more of a bind when you're trying to start your business, especially because with the jewelry business, like even if you guys are buying, what are those things called? Vendors list, you still have to test out the product. So you do need money to get started. Okay. Are there vendors on Alibaba that offer or can make gold-filled pieces? I've been having a hard time finding that. Okay, so for gold-filled, just like anything that you want to find on Alibaba, you have to search. If you see a manufacturer that has a lot of gold-filled pieces in their like catalog, reach out to them. maybe they can make something that you're interested in. So you don't have to necessarily find the exact piece that you want in gold filled. You just have to find a manufacturer that produces gold filled items. And yes, there's not a lot of manufacturer that offer gold filled pieces, but if there's something in your mind and you go to them like, hey, this is what I'm interested in, I've only been able to see it in stainless steel, can you guys do it in gold filled? They could probably do it because their manufacturer specializes in gold filled items. So I think you guys are getting caught up on what you see. In Alibaba, they're just giving you a snapshot of what they can do. So just because you don't see it doesn't mean that they can't do it. So that's what you guys have to realize about Alibaba. That Alibaba is a catalog for manufacturers. It's not like a catalog for their pieces. It's a catalog for their manufacturers. And if they are an OEM manufacturer, they can do what you need. So I would not get discouraged because I didn't see this, I asked for this. You know what I mean? So you have to ask. You have to ask the vendor if they can do certain things. How can we go about offering personalized jewelry, nameplates, etc.? I am confused about how that should work if I need to order my inventory ahead of time. So I'm not really familiar with personalized jewelry. But what you can do, I have a video about how to search in Alibaba. So you could probably drop the image of what you're looking for into the Alibaba search and find manufacturers that make what you want. You also need to, so I use the Alibaba app. So when I use the Alibaba app and I just want to purchase one at a time, I set the MOQ to 1. So if you're setting the MOQ to 1, then that will give you manufacturers that will produce jewelry one at a time. Now, it wouldn't be beneficial and you wouldn't be able to make a profit if you're only purchasing one, because it's going to be like $10 to make one nameplate, but then it's going to be $25 to ship. So what you should do is wait till you get 3 orders. Order, if you get like 3 customers, order for those 3 and then pay one $25 shipping rate. So that's how I would do it. Let's see what the comments are saying. I really don't know much about personalized jewelry, but let's see. How are you finding buying jewelry packages on? I'm finding it hard to get vendors that does lower MOQ. Ooh, 500. I'm still starting up my business. Yeah, you guys need to set the MOQ to the amount that you want. Yeah, so Jade said she was able to negotiate them to do 50. That's good. Yeah, guys, the when you see the MOQ and you see what they can do, those are suggestions. You can negotiate. It's not set in stone. They might charge you more. Say their MOQ was 100 and you ask for 50. They're probably going to charge you more, but you can ask for what you need. So that's what I did. Hold on. Okay. Oh, so there's another one. Hi, Monique. I've used Facebook ads a few times, but don't see any sales from Facebook or Instagram. How do I target the right group of people? Thanks. Okay. So in the beginning of my ebook, I told you guys that figuring out who your people are is probably the most important thing to your business. When you are using Facebook ads or Instagram ads, for one, I don't even suggest Instagram ads. You guys need to go to business.facebook.com and use the ads manager. That is how, because if you set up your ads manager correctly, you can get the pixels from your Shopify website or whatever website you use, and you connect it to Facebook pixels, and then you can target your customers and customers that look like your customers. And that's so important. That's how you're going to get sales, is you need to use the business.facebook.com, because it's a whole thing. Like when you are just like promoting a post, that might be cute. You might get 1 or 2, but Facebook ads is meant to be on like a larger scale, so they're it's kind of really hard to target who you want to target when you're just promoting a post, because the Facebook ads manager is like a whole built out system. And if you're just targeting a post, I mean, you might get a few likes here and there, but it's not really doing its job. Now, with you finding out who you are servicing, that's how you target on Facebook. And when I say Facebook, it markets to Facebook audiences and Instagram audience. So it's like a whole big bubble. So you're not just getting just Instagram followers, you're getting Facebook and Instagram followers. So you have to know who you're targeting, because you're going to target to your customers, you're going to target to people that look like your customers. And then if you want to target to cold audiences, you need to know what you're looking for. So that's why it's so important to know who are you selling to. So like for me, I sell to women in their 20s, 30s, and maybe, early to mid 40s, who are Christians. I like selling to a lot of entrepreneurs. We get specific, I start naming the people that I like, the influencers that I like, the preachers that I like, because those are my people. I like girls who wear mom jeans, and I shop at Zara. So in my mind, I have my person. Do you have your person? Who do you sell to? So that's super important when you're doing Instagram ads. So yeah. All right. So I think right now we're going to do like some Instagram audits. If you want me to look at your Instagram page and give you advice on what you could do, definitely drop your handle in the comments if you guys have already started. So I'm not doing wholesale right now. I'm about to do a whole video about that actually. I did not have a good experience with my last wholesale vendor. And so I'm probably not going to bring that back, but I did have an idea though, like of doing my own, like maybe like a wholesale store, like pieces that I'm not emotionally connected to. So if you're just trying to fill up your jewelry business and you're just getting started and you want quality pieces, then I was like, so like these chains and like just making like simple stuff for you to fill up your business with vendors that I've already sourced for. So, and then like low MOQs, I probably do that. But as far as my rings, okay, yeah. As far as my rings, that I got, I kind of got screwed over. So, and it's my like intellectual property. So like, I was just like, I can't do this again. But I might start like a store for people who are just getting started and they want to fill their shop up with quality pieces. I think I might go that route and help you guys that way. But my rings are my babies, and this chick, yeah, I'm sorry. All right. So yeah, so right now, if you want to put your IG handle in there, if you find the vendors that don't have that much choice, I find few trending. Oh wow. Let's see. Ray Love Lashes, if you're still here, yes, it is very important to get samples before you order in large quantities. Okay. So let's talk about selling on IG. Just a few things. Or why you're not making sales. So a lot of people treat Instagram as they would Etsy or some other, or like a website. Instagram is not that. Instagram is a platform. It's a social media platform. It's a place to connect. So if you don't have engaging photos, it's really hard to make sales on Instagram. I see a lot of jewelry businesses where their whole feed is flat lay pictures of jewelry. You can't do that on Instagram. Instagram is a place for like connecting. It's a place you want to so imagine this, right? So you're taking selfies, right? Your whole feed is of like people living their lives. And then you're just that jewelry business that has like a picture of a bracelet. It doesn't work like that on Instagram. On Instagram, you have to have like engaging photos. Like, so that's why a lot of jewelry businesses that do well, people are wearing their jewelry. Now, every so often, I'll have like a flat lay of jewelry, but my caption will be something engaging, or if I'm running a sale, it might be a flat lay, but I try to stay away from flat lays because they just don't do as well on Instagram. So you have to get out of the mindset of using Instagram as like your marketplace, and you have to use Instagram as your social media. You have to blend in with all the other craziness that's on people's feeds. How many emails do you use for your Shopify customer service and Instagram? So my thank you letters go out from my personal email, but I do have a business email that some people use. So I have two that I use. But yeah, I don't know if that helped. But you guys don't have to do it exactly like me. I always say that you guys should try different ways. Everything works differently for everyone, but I'll give you what I've done that works. So if I'm giving you advice and it doesn't work for you, try something else, because what works for me is what like if I tried a number of different things and this is what I settled on, what works for me. So, but I used to. I definitely say the photos alone like made me want to buy. Seeing others wear them because I like to see how I look on myself. Exactly. People like, so on Instagram, people get FOMO, right? So like they have like a fear of missing out. And so like if they see others wearing it, they're like, oh, I want to wear that too. So, but if your bracelet is just like chilling on a countertop, people's like, okay, that's cool. But it doesn't like connect. You know what I mean? Like, so you want to like connect with your followers. So you want to like style it. So I've said this before, like style your, so like even these, like, so my cuffs and my bracelet, I have a picture on there. I'm like, oh, this is my favorite combo, you know? And then so I started getting like 5 orders for this cuff. And then they're asking me, hey, when's the bracelet gonna be back? Because they want the look. So if you have a page full of flat lays and you're wondering why you're not making sales, it's because you're not connecting with your customers. Okay, so that's that. What else is there? Oh, unorganized feeds. So one thing you want to be mindful of, go to different jewelry companies that you admire and see how cohesive their feed is. So a lot of people I see, it's like pictures of their jewelry and then they have like different memes. You don't want memes on your business page. I mean, you can put memes on your personal page, but nobody really like engages and buys your jewelry if you have memes on your business page. If you're gonna do quotes, I would do that every so often, but then I would have it in the same font, the same look as like your whole page. So let me show you guys a African American jeweler that I follow. Let's see. So her feed is just super clean. You guys see how everything fills up each square. She doesn't have like crazy memes. All of her jewelry is very clear. And at first she used to shoot everything with an iPhone. I'm not sure if she still does that, but her feed is just very clear. Like you can see the jewelry clearly. It's styled. You're like, oh, that's cute. Oh, I like that look. You guys need to make sure that your feed is engaging. She is Jelani Jewels, JLANIJEWELS. So yeah, you would definitely shop with her. Everything is like straight to the point. It looks interesting. If you were to scroll past that while you're scrolling on Instagram, you would be like, oh, she does custom, like even this, like if you sell custom stuff, look, she put it in her packaging. Her background is like, she has two different textures. So she has a wood, and then she has the jewelry cards. So everything is super clean. It's so clean. It's so crisp. It's so clear. Her whites are really white. She has one quote. This is the first one I've seen, but it's like in black and white. It's just super clear. It's super clean. The same one. So I guess she did quotes at one point. But do you guys see, if you're going to do quotes or something, you need to make sure everything is cohesive. So they're all cohesive in the same font, same size, like that. And then her captions, right? So her captions aren't like selling you anything. It's like just describing. So this one, it says anklet season. I love layering anklets, especially with different patterns and textures. Being able to rock them in the water is a bonus. So she's probably saying that it's stainless steel, it's waterproof. And then she's showing you how you could wear it. So then I would click on her buy, and then I would see like, oh, that's the piece. And then I would go to her website. So she's not selling anything in any of these pictures. She's like styling it. And so she's telling you guys what it is. So that's what you have to be mindful of. People don't go on Instagram to buy. Like I know when I log on to Instagram, I'm like, I'm not like, oh, let me go shopping today. When I log on to Instagram and something catches my eye, then I'll buy it. But you have to think you have to think social media and not marketplace. So let's see. Let's go through the comments. How can I... I've seen her page before. She was slow. Yes, exactly. How can you take pictures of your page if you only have two jewelry without looking at... So what type of pieces do you have? And then maybe I can give you some insight. How can I make my products special, stand out compared to all the other businesses? With Instagram, you have to find ways to connect. That's the only thing you have to do. You have to find ways to connect. Like, why did you choose that piece? And then explain why others should choose that piece, basically. You have necklaces. Are they like basic? Are they basic? Are they, I mean, what kind of necklaces? You guys have to, I don't know how else to explain it. You have to just like find ways to connect, find ways to style it. You can talk about how to style your necklaces. What did I do when I had 3 rings? Okay, let's go all the way back. Okay. So for you, I would kind of like look at pages like, if you mean Old English, like Vibe Season and M Jewelers, and kind of get ideas on how they style the page, how they style the Old English font jewelry. And I know with like nameplates, a lot of people that make nameplates just post customer photos, but make sure your customer photos are like clear, and make sure the customer photos are like clear. Hey, hi, Genuine Chris. I actually just talked about flat lays. Learn that Instagram. Yeah, you have to connect with people. Like, people will buy from you if they feel connected. So I'm gonna go to my page, right? So I only had 3 products down here. So this is actually my best-selling ad. You guys would not believe I've sold maybe about like 60 rings just from this ad alone. And all it is just showing what my rings say. For this one, I just talked, so I only had my rings. I just talked about the base metals. I said, fun fact, all of our jewelry's base metal is stainless steel. As someone super sensitive to alloys and brass, it was important for me to create pieces that everyone could wear. Let's see. Okay, so this one, I was making fun of myself. So I was getting ready for work and I took a picture of my ring, right? I said, so the ring said she is fearless. And I said, and she also wears white after Labor Day. And then I said, this is the final day to use the final day of our mini sale. So free ship, and I'll cover all of the shipping costs. And then with that one, I got a lot of engagement. So, then I did a post introducing myself. So you don't want to be selling every single time you post. You want to be able to connect. Do you promote all your posts, pay for them? Let me see. Should I get into that now? Do you promote all of your posts, pay for them to appear on other people's pages, or do you use hashtags to hope they appear in people's discover page? I have paid for posts. I don't use hashtags. And I have used influencers. So, okay, so I've paid for a post. So I was being tagged as a, Black business owner for several pages, right? So several people were like tagging me, oh, here's a Black business that I love to support. You could support her. So I found a page that a lot of my followers follow. And I reached out and I said, hey, do you guys do sponsored posts? And I think that page, it was like a Black love page, but I was constantly getting tagged for being a Black business. So I was like, hey, do you guys do sponsored posts? And she was like, yeah, I'll repost your pictures and your caption for $50. I was like, okay, perfect. So I paid $50 and I think I made like $300 just off of that post, and she had like 80,000 followers. So like I have done that. I'll probably use her again when I have like another drop. So that was, you put in $50, you get 300. I thought that was cool. I got a lot of new followers from it. People that didn't buy, but they followed my page after it. So I have done that. Influencers, it's a hit or miss. So I had this one girl, she has like 4,000 followers and she didn't bring in any sales, but I had a girl who had 800 followers who is very engaged, and if people trust her, then they trusted me. So I have done that as well. And then I do use Facebook ads. See, oh, you found my page through a paid promo? That's awesome. Yeah. So that's how you use Instagram, guys. So stay away from tons of flat lays. Wear the jewelry, make suggestions. Don't force people to buy. Have engaging captions, and make sure that your layout is very clean. The jewelry is very easy to see, and the jewelry stands out. So those are my like major tips as to selling online. Does anyone have any questions? How come I don't use hashtags? To be completely honest, I don't really have like a true reason. I don't really search hashtags like that. So my hashtag creativity is like at a 0. Yeah. I just don't use hashtags. I don't really have a good reason. I'm so sorry. I just don't have a good reason. Probably because I really don't have like hashtag creativity. Yeah, I just never use hashtags. Anyone else have any questions? Oh, thank you. Let me see. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Yeah, but how do you connect with Instagram pages for paid posts or influencers? Email? Yeah, I DM them, or if they specifically have their email, like for business email, I'll email. Sometimes like you have to understand, like I don't even have a large following, which I don't think so, but like so I have 2,000 on my business page. I have close to 2,000 on my personal page, and then I have 2,000 on YouTube. My DMs are full like all the time. And so if I don't have that many followers, but my DMs are like full. And it's really hard to get to everyone. So if someone has a preferred method of communicating with them, use the preferred method, because it does like, so it starts to get a little bit overwhelming. Like I just had that one, how to start a YouTube business, and I get so many DMs, like it's so hard to like keep track. So I would not even get offended if they don't answer the first time. Maybe follow back up in like 3 weeks. I know it's frustrating, but if they don't answer right away, follow back up. And then also be short and sweet and to the point. Because I know for me, if you just ask me your question, like, hey, Monique, I like your videos, you don't have to go in depth. This is my question. Da, 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 da. I'm more likely answer the one that I know that I have like the capacity to answer them really quickly. So be very engaging and straight to the point when you are reaching out to people. So when I wanted to be featured on the Black Love page, I said, hey, what did I say? Actually, I'll let you know what I said. Let me find my DM. Did I reach out on this page? Hold on. Oh, I can't find it. That's weird. I can't find it, but it was like, hey, I love your page. I love your message. I'm a Black jeweler who sells affirmation jewelry. I'm just inquiring, what's your rate for promotions? I said something like that. And then she responded, hey, it's $50. Just send me the images that you would like to use in the caption. And I sent her $50 in her Cash App. She said, what day do you want? I said Friday. She's like, perfect. It was done. So like, make sure you know when people say what's your elevator pitch, make sure you have like a engaging but short to the point request, and you should hear back. But like if I see a long paragraph and I know I'm busy that day, I'll probably in my mind I'll be like, oh, I'll get back to her, and then it just completely like I completely like forget. So don't be offended if they don't answer the first time. Maybe reach back out, circle back around, a little bit later. So let's see. No, I don't have a template, only because I like to be personable to each person I'm talking to. And then as far as influencers, I never seek out influencers. I get requests from people to be influencers, and I'll look at their page and see kind of if their vision or their personality and their character matches up with my brand vision. And if it's a good match, then I'll be like, hey, send me. And I ask for their media kits, because if they're truly an influencer and they're willing to work with me, then so this one girl, and I love her to death, and I think she's probably my favorite customer. I was looking for influencers who had over 2,000 followers, and she has like 800 to 900 followers. And I said, hey, do you have a media kit? This girl did not have a media kit, but she made one. And I was like, I like you. For one, she supported my business ever since she had started subscribing. Two, she wanted to be a brand ambassador, and that's what I required. I required a media kit, and she made one. So I was like, okay, so she has the initiative, she has the drive. And that girl with 800 subscribers actually brings in more customers to my business than the girl with 4,000. So, work with what you have. I personally like people who believe in my business. So I'll use my followers before I would use influencers on the outside. But I will say that Black Love page promotion did get me a lot of buyers. So a media kit is what influencers have, and it says how many people they have. So she had 800 followers on her Instagram. She had like 800 on her YouTube. It lists how many views that she gets per Instagram stories video, like the average. So it had stuff like that. So let me find an example of one. So I'll show you the one who had 4,000. I think it's in my other email. Okay. So this girl, I'm trying to cover her. So she sent me her media kit, right? So those are the brands down there that she's worked with, and those are her numbers, right? And this is what she does. She is an influencer. And then so the girl that I work with, hers was 2-page. This chick, I love her to death. She's like one of my like favorite followers. She engages with all of my content. Oops. Then she made her own. Now, granted, it's not really what I'm used to, but I felt like if you're gonna have the initiative to go out there to make your own media kit because you want to be an ambassador for my program, I'm gonna let you do it. So I really loved that gesture. Like, I knew she threw it together because I was like, hey, just send me your media kit. And I was just thinking that, like, because that's what I had done with all of the other ones. And she was like, okay. And then like 2 days later, she sent me a media kit. And I was like, girl, you on the team. So like, I mean, I loved her initiative, and people like that who take the initiative, I know that they'll go be above and beyond for my business. And sure enough, I had a great instinct about her, even though she didn't have the numbers that I wanted, and she brings in a lot of business. So I send her free products all the time. And she, even though she's one of my ambassadors, she still buys from me. So every time I see her name come through, I always throw in extra stuff for her. So it's always good to have people that believe in your brand to be the ones that are ambassadors for you. And that's exactly why I picked her. So, what type of Insta pages, not influencers, do you choose to promote your post? So, okay, so for me, so I consider myself like a Christian. So if I was to promote, I would promote on Christian pages. I'm a Black woman. I would promote on like Black pages. There is a girl, I'm not sure, her name is Deborah. She did a clarity call with me, and I said, who do you want to market to? And when I'm looking at her, like, she had fabulous like natural hair. She had like really artsy jewelry. And I would be like, for me, I would market on pages like for natural, what is it called? Like naturalistas, I guess, because her look matched that kind of look. So you want to find pages and find people interested in the same things that you are. And that's how you get the most sales. So I think I saw one question come through, but how do you process return labels? I know you make a customer pay for it, but how do you process the payment? So I use Shopify. So it's super easy. Let me see. Okay. So I would go to a customer's name. So what's one order that, okay. I would go to a customer's name. Let's do this one. And then, oh, that was for an ebook. Let's do this one. And then it says create return label. It says it right there. I just press that and I send it. And that's how I do it on Shopify. It's super easy. How thick is the chain you're wearing? How many millimeters? This is 8 millimeters. And this is a curved Figaro chain. How many pieces for each style would you recommend to have in stock for a launch? That's, I mean, I think that, how many pieces? I started with 100 pieces. So I can only like tell you what I started with, and 100 worked for me. It got me through the first month. And I actually put in another order for more jewelry mid-month because I saw that I was running out. So I bought 100 and it lasted enough for me. Should I set up a P.O. box for shipping so people don't know? Yes, you can do that. If you don't want them knowing where you live, if you're shipping from your house, you can set up a P.O. box. What type of management certificate do you look for in a vendor? It doesn't matter. So on Alibaba, you can see if they're a verified vendor. They also list how many employees they have. They also list if they're an OEM or ODM vendor. I stick with OEMs. You can see on Alibaba how much money they've made. I believe for the year. I look at that. So there's a number of different things that I look at before I work with a vendor. But I don't normally look at certificates because most of the time it's in Chinese and I can't read it. So let's see. Did I miss anything? Yeah, Shopify, you don't have to purchase. Like, I know when you use other web platforms, you have to like get Stripe or something. With Shopify, you don't have to set up anything. It collects everything for you. So I never have to process any payments. Whenever I need a return label, it just creates one for me and I email the customer and they return it. So it's very, very easy, and that's why I recommend Shopify. How do taxes work? I'm actually gonna do a video. Excuse me. I'm actually gonna do a video reviewing QuickBooks Self-Employed, and that's what I used for my taxes that I have to turn in. Thank you for reminding me. I have to turn that in like an hour. So I use QuickBooks Self-Employed. My dad does my taxes. So what's today? Wednesday? I'll probably do it tomorrow. I might do it. No, the sun's going down. I'll probably do it tomorrow and then it'll be posted by Friday. Got my payment through PayPal and it's still pending. It's still pending. Do you know how long it takes for the payment to go through for Shopify? So for Shopify, if they paid today, I'd probably get that money in my bank account Friday. And then they don't process over the weekend. So whatever's in my Shopify. Excuse me, guys. When I start talking a lot. So, okay. So Mine says, so it kind of looks like this. So I got that yesterday. I'll get this tonight, and then that's how much is still waiting in my Shopify, right? So I got paid yesterday, $400. I get paid $300 tonight, and then $200 I'll get paid whenever it comes through. So it normally takes about like one business day to get the balance in your Shopify. For PayPal though, I get the money immediately. So like I can deposit that money into my bank account right away. So I'm not sure why it's still pending. Do you live in a different country? Is that why? It's been pending for 6 days. Now I have heard of people who have money. I have heard of people who have like $1,000 or like $5,000 in their Shopify. If it's still in there, then they need to wait it out. And then also like my girl was in. Oh, you're in Orlando. My girl was in the Bahamas and she sent me money and they held it for like 3 days. So I think it depends on who's sending it to make sure it's not fraudulent. But my Shopify money, I get right away. I'm not sure. That's kind of weird. The only time I didn't get it right away is when my girl from the Bahamas sent me money. From PayPal. When my girl in the Bahamas sent me money to my PayPal, and they held it for like 3 days. And I thought that was so weird because I usually get money right away. No, you're in Orlando, so is the person who ordered it. That is weird. I'm not sure why that happened. I'm working on my Shopify using Shippo and PayPal Ship now. Okay. What was my pre-launch plan? To be completely honest, I didn't have a pre-launch plan. I kind of just like threw myself out there and was like, hey, I'm here. I didn't have a plan. You know what, guys? Like some of the stuff I do is by the grace of God, because I don't be planning nothing. It's probably a good thing to have a plan, and if you're thinking of a plan, you're probably better than I am. But one day I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do this thing. Hey, Instagram, I'm here. That was my plan. So. All right. Well, if that's all your questions, I'm gonna head on out and get my taxes together. Ship those things out. Yeah, so one thing I'm noticing about jewelry is it's a lot of like old money, especially in the States. Like if you have a jewelry business in the States, it's a lot of like old money. They've been doing jewelry for years, so they're not about to tell anybody their secrets. Oh, let me tell y'all what happened. Oh my God. Okay, so me and my boyfriend were in Nordstrom's last week, and we go through, I don't know, I'm not getting married, but we were just looking at rings. And so he was like, let me guess what style you like. And he was like, you like that one? I was like, oh no, that's pretty. But I was like, I like that one. And then so we got the lady to take the ring out of the case, and I tried it on, and I'm like, y'all, I was like, oh my God, this is so pretty. Like, how much is it? And she was like $1,900. And I was like, oh, okay, that's not bad. But then she was like, so the outside, those are all diamonds, but then the big rock in the middle, that's cubic zirconia. I said, what? Y'all are trying to sell me a $1,900 ring for a cubic zirconia rock in the middle of it. So I had on this ring right here, right? And this is cubic zirconia. I put it up against the light, and I put that the cubic zirconia $1,900 ring against the light. This thing was sparkling just as much as the fake ring, and I was hot. I said, do not buy me a ring unless I approve of this thing. I said, we are not spending $1,900 on a cubic zirconia ring when I can get one from China for $5. Like, that is not what's about to happen. So he was like, okay. I was like, yo, like, people mark up jewelry so much. And I think that that is why jewelry is so secretive, is because the markup is crazy. These people out here tried to sell me a $1,900 ring with a cubic zirconia stone in the middle. That's what we're not gonna do. That is what we're not gonna do. A cubic zirconia stone in the middle for $1,900, and the rest is, why are you putting diamonds on the outside of a cubic zirconia ring? That's the real question. Why are you putting real diamonds on the outside of a cubic zirconia ring and then try to sell it to me for $1,900? No. And so you guys, I think that is why people don't give you the scoop on how to start your jewelry business. And oh God, do you guys know how mad I was? I don't think y'all know how mad I was. I said, do not buy me an engagement ring. I will pick out my own, or I'll make my own from China, ship it here for $600 with real white gold and all of the diamonds and rocks that I want. I was like, do not buy me a ring. I was like, I will make my own ring and it will not be $1,900. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. So crazy. Okay, I'm done. All right, if there's no more questions, then I'm gonna go. And don't forget, if you are still in the sourcing phase and you need help with Alibaba vendors, my ebook is online. If you want me to help you specifically, definitely book a clarity call. So I do like your vision clarity call, as far as what you want to do with your brands. And then I will also give you all of my secrets for how to sell on Instagram, and I can show you how to do that. So definitely hit me up, and I'll see you guys later. And I'll probably do a video on taxes by the end of the week. So, all right, bye guys. Love ya.